Hey beautiful beaders, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I have the August 2019 dollar bead box and bag sitting in front of me here today. So let's open it, shall we? So this box is as low as $18.50 a month with free shipping, plus the bag is an $8 add-on for 8 strands of fire polished beads, as you will see. It doesn't generally have a theme, but it is a very solid box and generally a very decent value. I do have about a year and a half's worth of unboxing, so if you are curious about this box, definitely check that playlist out if you aren't familiar with it. And let's see what's inside this time around. So as you can see, our dollar bead bag add-on was on the top. And again, this is a little $8 bag of Czech fire polished beads. You get 4 3mm strands and 4 4mm strands. And all of our colors are listed here. And let's take a look. So we have some beautiful colors again this month, and we will open them up and take a closer look. Alright, so here's our list, and as you can see, the first one we're going to get to is the medium sapphire in the 3mm, and that is this strand right here. It's a very nice medium blue that looks a little lighter than a medium blue, just due to the fact that it is so translucent, so you get a lot of light passing through. It kind of lightens it up a bit. A very sparkly strand, no special coatings or finishes on this one, just a nice solid blue. Next up we have this beautiful shade of what they're calling matte teal. This is one of my favorite colors, so I'm excited to see it in the mix. It's a very Caribbean, beachy, kind of light teal or aqua, so that's very nice. Then next we have another classic and solid strand. This one is an emerald green, a very deep and rich and vibrant green that looks very much like the color of emeralds. And again, no special coating on this one or anything, just the general sparkly fire polish finish on that. And our final 3mm strand in the dollar bead bag today is the topaz strand. Looks like they went with a lot of solid strands this month, so again, this one just in the general fire polish sparkly look to it with the little facets and your standard topaz orangey brown color. So that does it for our 3mm strands today. And now we'll get into our 4mm. The first one we have is matte teal, so it looks like they went with a 4mm, which actually matches the 3mm matte teal we also received. In my experience of getting these boxes, a lot of times the 3 and 4mm don't necessarily match. They seem to be pretty random in most cases, but for this particular box, it seems like they kind of coordinate a little bit more than they typically do, all 4 of them actually. So there's that matte teal, exact same color as the 3mm, just a little bit larger size. Then we have this strand, which is probably my personal favorite out of all of these, and this one is called Crystal Honey AB. And as you can see, it is a mix of crystal clear and a very light, buttery, golden honey color. It's very appropriate. They called it Crystal Honey AB. And then you can see that it's got that AB finish on it, which just gives it an extra boost of sparkle. So this is very nice. And one of those colors that will go with a lot of different things. Next up, this is probably my second favorite. This is a matte dark cyan, so it's very close to a teal. It's like a very dark aqua blue, and in the matte finish, not the typical sparkly fire polish finish, but it has the frosted look to the beads. I think this color looks particularly rich against the matte teal strands that we received down below. But you can see how these really do coordinate nicely between the 3 and the 4 so far. And then our final 4mm strand is in tangerine. Another basic solid Czech glass color in this orangey yellow, very sunny marigold color. And again, no extra special finishes or coatings on that one, just your typical fire polish look. Alright, so a very solid dollar bead bag this month. Really enjoy those strands and colors. I particularly love when there's lots of multi-tone strands and special finishes and things like that, but it's always good to have some more basics to use when you need them as well. Alright, so here's the dollar bead box. As you can see, we have our letter on the top, and then on the back of this letter is our list of everything that is included. And real quick, we'll look at this. It says, "Dear member, although the dog days of summer originally acquired the name based on the positions of the stars, they have become more popularly recognized for being the hottest days of the year, and this year seems to be no exception. What better time to find a shady spot or air-conditioned room to relax and stay cool with some beading? If you're a trivia lover, you may also be aware that this month is Happiness Happens Month. We hope we've created a bit of happiness for you with all the items in our August box." That's really cute. Here's a look at everything that's going to be in our box today. If you need to refer back to this for any reason, there's a little peek at the bottom of this list because it was cutting that bottom one off. and this is what our contents look like inside. So we have some strands and we have some additional items, and we're going to go down the list and look at everything one by one. Alright, so let's take a look at our strands. The first one we have here is a 4mm Czech glass pearl, and this is in the color coral. If you guys have watched my past few unboxings of this, or if you're a subscriber yourself, you know that we've been getting a lot of these coral and what they call mint tea pearl beads, but they are very pretty. I really do like the color. It is a subtle blush pink peach color, and they are pretty basic and easy to work with. They're very uniform, and there are 50 pieces on the strand. Next up, we have a strand of Chinese crystal rondelles, and these are teeny tiny. These are a 1 by 2mm, very tiny, opaque red, approximately 120 pieces on the strand. It's quite a long strand, but these are Chinese crystals, which you can generally get pretty inexpensively. I think the red color is beautiful, and all these little facets do make it sparkle really nice. Next up, we have some 6mm Czech glass druck beads. These are in the color peridot. This is our light spring green. You can see that the shape is a basic round. They're very translucent, so they let a lot of light through. And there is a decent amount on this strand. It says there is 32. In addition to the peridot, we have another strand of 6mm Czech glass drucks, and this time this color is the light amethyst. Again, there's 32 pieces on this strand, and this is in a light purple color that almost leans a little bit pinkish or brownish, which you typically see in the amethyst in the Czech glass. Our final strand of the bunch is a 6 by 8mm Czech glass twisted rondelle, and you could have either gotten the amber or the blue zircon. So as you can see, I got the blue zircon. There are 32 pieces on this strand, and you can see if you look close why they are called twisted rondelles. They've got a little bit of a wavy shape to that glass, which makes them pretty interesting. This is a gorgeous shade of blue that I think would go really well with some of our teal fire polish beads that we had received in the bead bag. So before we go any further with our additional items that we're about to look at, real quick for those who are new to this subscription and not familiar with it, the Dollar Bead Box actually has a shop on their website. So in addition to this monthly subscription, you can also opt to be a member of their site. Of course, if you're a subscriber, that makes you a member automatically, but you can go back on their website and order so many of these things for just $1 a strand or $1 a bag. So a lot of these things that you're about to see, you could kind of think of as samples. So if you receive one or two of something in the little bags I'm about to show you, you can then go on their website if you need more for a project and purchase them for just $1. So that's another nice perk of the subscription, is their shop and having access to so many different things at such a reasonable price. Alright, so let's look at our additional items here. The first one I'm excited about, it is a 32 to 36 inch hand-dyed Chinese silk cord. And you could have either gotten this in jet, which I'm pretty sure would be just basic black, maybe with some gray, or you could get the raspberry, which you can see here, which is absolutely beautiful. This one I'm noticing two different shades of red. We have a kind of a more medium corally red and then a deep raspberry berry red color. The stitching has been done in kind of a dark grayish slate blue, which I kind of wish they had just done a red stitching, but that's just personal preference. It's a nice long amount of cord. It's always fun to get something like this that's different, that inspires you to come up with something that you may not have normally made. There's so many different things you could do with this, including using this on a necklace, of course, and then doing a simple tie for the back instead of a clasp. So it's been a while since we've received the hand-dyed cord. I remember receiving some of these last year, but I really think this is a pretty color for fall that's coming up. Our next bag contains two Czech Butterflies, and these are a 12 by 14 millimeter size. These are in a blue with silver wash. I have received these before in a different box and made a simple pair of earrings with these. These are really cute. They look to be kind of a denim blue, if you will. And then you can see that silver wash inside, which brings out all the outlines and details in the glass. Here's a look at the other side, so you can see that they're the same on both sides, and the hole is running up and down the bead, as you can see. Very cute. Our next bag contains a Czech glass vintage style tabular coin in the color kiwi green. This is a 20mm size and very interesting. Now we only have one, so if you wanted another, again, you could go on their site and order another one for $1, I'm sure. Or you could use this as some type of focal or pendant, or maybe a focal on a bracelet. There is the hole there running up and down the bead. It's just a very nice pop of color. It's a light lime green with some interesting indentations on it. Looks like something pressed in a piece of clay. There's kind of organic shapes on that. Next we have a bag of pewter spacers, and I wasn't going to take these out of the bag at first, but they are a little bit different. The holes are just a little bit off center, and they're more of a drop style spacer, as you can see with the shape of those getting a little bit wider on the bottom than they are on the top. And the holes on these are quite large. I actually quite like these spacers. I think they'll really come in handy, and the coating on those seems to be in good shape. Our next two bags contain star-cut Chinese crystal in blue iris. We have the smaller 4x5mm and the larger 5x7mm size. There's 10 pieces in this one and 6 pieces in this one. I'm just going to go ahead and open the larger one so you can take a close look at that. Since they are pretty much the same things, these are just in a larger size. So they're pretty interesting. They have a different shape to them. They do have that Chinese crystal feel. They're just a little bit lighter in weight than the Czech glass, but they're still nice. They have that pretty blue iris coating, very metallic and shiny looking. And the fact that it's not all on the entire bead makes it just a little bit more sparkly. And you can see the holes running through there. So we had gotten some of these, I believe, last month or the month before. Previously, it seemed to be all Czech glass and gemstones. But speaking of gemstones, this is a bag containing a 12x21mm tabular rectangle in what they're calling purple goldstone. And let's take a closer look, because this sure does look to me to be exactly the same as blue goldstone that I've purchased many times before. So I really don't notice a difference in the color. Maybe it's just one of those nuances where it can go by two different names, because we all know we've seen that before. There is the hole on that running up and down the length of the bead, and I always love goldstone. It is so sparkly, and just moving it around so you can get the full effect of that, but it does look very blue to me. Next up, we have this bag containing another interesting stone. This is a Brazil opalite twisted tabular oval. It's a 15x30mm. As you can see, there is one piece in here, and not seeing anything too special that stands out to me about this stone. There's the hole on that. It's drilled nicely. It's got an interesting shape to it. It's just a little rough for me in my personal preference. And it's definitely one of those earthier pieces, so if you like that sort of thing, you'd be more drawn to this, but you could certainly use it in a necklace and combine it with other things and make a very beautiful pendant out of it, I am sure. Alright, our next bag contains one bead, and this is a Czech glass table cut 16mm crystal tiger stripe bead. I do wish we had gotten two of these. I quite like this, and I think it would make a really cute pair of earrings right away, but like I said, I mean, that's what they're trying to get people to do, I believe, is to check out what they have, and then obviously you can go on their site and order more. This has some dark brown stripes running through it, and then it is table cut, so you get the frosted look on the edges and the beautiful clear look on the top and bottom, and the hole running through there. I think that's very cute, and I would love to see this in other colors. Next, we have a bag containing some Swarovski crystals. So these are 19mm Swarovski 5525 wave beads, and these are in a crystal antique pink, and we did receive two of these. You can see the Swarovski comes with the special little black label, and then the back says Swarovski, just so you don't get them mixed up with some of your other beads, just because these are higher end beads. This is a really interesting shape, and I don't believe that I have any in this shape. They are cut so perfectly well and match so nicely. You can see the hole running up and down through there. I think those would make beautiful sparkly earrings. You could see how you could tuck a bead in this wave here underneath. You could tuck one up there on the top, and that would be quite lovely. This pink is pretty. It's a medium dusty rose kind of color. Our next bag contains a basic item. These are just some 5mm daisy spacers in antique brass, and we all know what daisy spacers look like, so I'm not going to take these out. You can see them perfectly well in the bag. It is nice for me to get some in antique brass because I don't personally have any in that color, and this is a good example for those who are newer to this box that you do get some findings with your beads and strands and additional items. So you do get a little bit of everything in this box, which is nice. Next up, we have another bag containing some cones. These are an antique silver plated finish and they are 10 millimeters. So we'll pop those out because they look like they've got some nice details on them. These of course are great right off the bat for making multi-strand necklaces. You just gather them all up there in the cone and finish them off that way. Here is a close look at the little details on those. We have 4 rows of these little etched marks going all around. Those are really cute. And I don't have any cones like that. The edges down there have that little scalloping. Those are really sweet. I am really glad we received 2 of those in our bag. Then our next bag contains 2 calla lily charms. These are 8 by 14 millimeter in a silver plated finish. And there's a close-up look on these. I think those are really sweet. They're quite small, and then there is a look at what the back looks like. So I think they actually look really cute on both sides. And I think they're the perfect shape to go on the bottom of a pair of earrings. So again, I'm glad to get 2 of these in the box. And now we are at our final bag, and this bag contains 2 pieces of 8 millimeter Chinese glass laser etched rounds in a melon pattern. These are just simply fun. They do have that kind of lightweight feel that the Chinese glass beads tend to have to me, but they're really cute. They appear to be nicely drilled there. They don't look like they have jagged edges or anything, and they are pretty uniform. As you can see, the background is white, and then inside you have that metallic fuchsia and red pattern going on. That is really cute. And we did get 2 of these. You could easily incorporate these in some earrings as well if you don't have a lot of stash built up and you're kind of working from what you have mainly in the box. Alright, so that is everything for the August 2019 dollar bead box and bag subscriptions. I believe I did count 27 different things here. So for $26.50, if you were to subscribe to both the bag and the box with free shipping included straight to your door, I think that is a great value. As usual, I've been a happy dollar bead box and bag customer. I think it is a great way to get started in the world of monthly bead subscriptions if you're interested in that, because you do get to sample a lot of very different materials, as you can see, and you not only get the beads, you get findings, you get focals, even a little bit of Swarovski, something very different like this cord. So it's a great way to sample a lot of different things, and the fact that you're able to go back on their website and purchase additional quantities of these things for just $1 is a great deal. So of course I will leave the link to the subscription down below if you're interested in signing up and finding out all about the different options that you have as far as the subscription lengths, and you can check out the different options they have if you are trying to purchase this and you're not in the US. So I just want to thank you guys so much for being with me for another fun unboxing. I'm not trying to sell you a box, it's just simply fun for me to share these unboxings with you guys each month and give you the chance to see which boxes are right for you. Feel free to leave me a comment or question down below because I always love to hear from you. I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. Check out the information section below for links to my social media handles, and feel free to check out my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching!